Hello, everyone. This is the story about a cat named Sammy, and it's the day Sammy came back. It's a learn by doing book by me, Bruce Firestone. This is Sammy. Say hi, Sammy. Sammy lives a life of ease. You can see that he likes to sleep on his back. Do you like to sleep on your back? Say, ah. Grandmama loves Sammy so much that her number one grandson, Godric, teases her saying, Grandmama has a new boyfriend because Sammy follows her everywhere and they sleep together too. Sammy loves to go outside. He's always exploring, he's always busy, and sometimes he gets into trouble. Pops is married to Grandmama, and he gets mad every time Sammy comes into his office because Sammy's always exploring and he's doing things like pulling files down from the shelf. Don't you know that curiosity killed the cat? Pops and Grandmama used to have mouse problems in their townhouse, but not anymore thanks to Sammy, a champion mouser. Sammy will wait 5 or 6 hours completely silent and completely motionless until the mouse thinks the way must be clear. And that's, my friends, the end of the mouse. They all live in a town called Wretched. It's wretched because folks there seem to work for the government, all of them. And it's where everyone else to pay their income taxes to. Ask your parents what an income tax is. Now you have to say, ugh, taxes. It's called the government because that's where they mint all the money. You know, you might like to have some money because you can do cool things with it. Anyway, it's Christmas Eve and Santa's supposed to be having a ball. By the way, Pops and Grandmama got married on Christmas Eve, so Pops would never forget their anniversary. For real. It's cold outside, minus 14 degrees Celsius. See if you can figure that out in Fahrenheit. This is difficult. Maybe even your mom and dad can't do it. How do you convert minus 14 degrees? Minus 14 times 9 divided by 5 plus 32 gives you the degrees in Fahrenheit. If you live in the United States, you'll use the Fahrenheit scale. And there's the answer, upside down. So you have to try your upside down reading to figure out if you got the answer correct. Pops has some work to do and Sammy wants to go out. So Sammy gets to go out. Prof. Bruce, aka Pops, opens the door and out goes Sammy. I'll let Sammy outside, but only for a few minutes, thinks Pops. Now you have to say brrr, and then you have to say freezing. Oh, no, you have to say cold. Now, here's a joke for you. Why is a job at the North Pole during the winter time the best? Because when days get short, you only have to work a half an hour a week. Imagine if mom or dad or you only had to work half an hour a week instead of 40 hours or more. That would be great. Why is that? Ask your mom and dad what the spatial variation of day length looks like. At the North Pole in the wintertime, it's just about always dark. And of course, in the summertime, it's almost always light. Grandmama comes home with Cedric, whom everyone calls Ricky, and his older brother that you've already heard about, Godric. And everyone calls Godric Goody. Thank goodness they don't call him God for short. And what is the first thing Grandmama says to Pops when she gets in the house? I love you. That's number A. B, can you help me bring in the groceries? C, where is Sammy? So again, you have to practice your upside down reading to find out the correct answer. When Pops hears the word Sammy, well, this is what his face looks like at that exact moment. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Sammy for hours while I was busy on my computer. And this is what Grandmama's face looks like when she realizes that Sammy has been missing for hours in the deep cold whilst her forgetful hubby has been working. But Goody and Ricky volunteer to look for Sammy. No worries, Grandmama. We'll find him. We'll just follow his paw prints in the snow. Aha! Okay, boys, but remember, don't go into skull Valley. No one knows why it's called Skull Valley. This is what the boys think of when they hear Skull Valley. Kind of scary. This is what Grandmama thinks of when she uses the term Skull Valley. Her poor Sammy forever frozen in the cold tundra of the town called Wretched. How does Grandmama know Sammy is suffering from hypothermia? Because Skynet told her you should never, ever, ever let your cat up below 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. What is Skynet? You're not sure? Ask your mom and dad to read this upside down. Pops is thinking, this is a bummer. Our anniversary is ruined all because of me. Grandmama will never forgive me. Oh, Sammy, wish you were here. Ricky and Goody track Sammy's footprints. They go round and round the house. How come? Because while Sammy was locked out and Pops was busy with his work, Sammy was fruitlessly looking for a way to get in, a place to get warm again. But oh no. When the boys tell Pops this, he feels many times more guilty about forgetting the cat. How many more times? Again, you got to read the answer from the bottom of the screen, and it's upside down to make it even harder for you. Don't worry, Pops. When we warm up a bit, we'll keep looking for Amy, says Ricky. Ricky says Amy instead of Sammy because he can't quite yet pronounce the letter S. So the boys are warming up, and they're going to go looking for him again. After the boys get warm, they head outside. This time they know they'll have to descend into Skull Valley because that's where Sammy's tracks lead to. Do they tell Grandma where they're going? No or yes? Again, read the answer upside down. They track Sammy till they come to a nearly impassable culvert, one with a super cold stream rushing through it. You're too little, Ricky. You'll lose your footing and drown. Wait here, says Goody. No way, Jose, Ricky replies. So the boys, with Goody holding Ricky's hand, enter the culvert, which represents the boundary between the town of Wretched and Skull Valley. Everywhere they look when they get into Skull Valley, they see skeletons and skulls. One of them, Goody is sure, is the skeleton of a skunk. And it reminds him of a St. Valentine's Day card he received from a girl in his class named Harper. When Goody opened up his card, it showed a picture of a skunk with the words, "Boys stink," printed underneath. Can you tell which of these images is Harper? The boys lose Sammy's paw prints when they exit the scary culvert. Footprints, you know, are hard to follow in water. They call and shout, "Sammy," yells Goody. "Amy, where are you?" asks Ricky. Cats have very good hearing, apparently even better than dogs, but no Sammy. Finally, the boys return home defeated. Harper's there. In fact, by now the whole neighborhood knows that Sammy is missing, and with the sun going down, he'll be a dead duck by morning if he's not already lying somewhere frozen like an icicle. This is how Grandmama feels about Pops right now. You can see the heart is crossed out. At that moment, she's thinking, oh dear, where's my Sammy Lammy? Is he frozen like a block of ice? The boys and Harper decide to put up posters around the neighborhood saying, "Wanted, one cat escaped from our house today. Answers, sometimes, to the name Sammy. Call us if you see him. Pretty, pretty, please." Harper added the pretty, pretty, please to their message, to which Ricky said, "Ugh." What happened to Sammy in Skull Valley? How come there are so many skulls in that valley? Is Sammy dead? Gulp. Stay tuned. But first, we're going to have a musical interlude. And one thing you have to do, because this is a homemade video, you're going to have to turn up your speaker in order to hear this tune.
Now old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had a yellow cat who wouldn't leave his home. He tried and he tried to give the cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a gunner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, ghost. man around the corner swore he'd kill the cat on sight. So he loaded up his shotgun with nails and dynamite. He waited and he waited for the cat to come around. 97 pieces of the man is all that they found. But you know, the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, go. So he gave it to a man going up in a balloon. He told him for to take it to the man in the moon. The balloon came down about 90 miles away. Where the man is now, well, I dare not say. But you know, the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, go. So he gave it to a man going way out west. He told him for to take it to the one he loved the best. First the train hit the track, then it jumped the rail. Not a soul was left behind to tell the gruesome tale. But you know what? The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, go. Now the cat was the possessor of a family of his own, with 7 little kittens, till there came a cyclone. It tore the houses all apart and tossed the cat around. The air was filled with kittens, but not one was ever found. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, go. Sing it all again. Now the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow, go. Louder meow. Louder. A little quieter. Quieter meow. Quieter now. Quieter. Shh, quiet.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that musical interlude. Let's see what happens now. All right, so we'll go to the next part of our story. There's apparently a killer loose in Skull Valley, and his name is Wolverine. Is the cat going to come back? You can see Wolverine on the screen. No, that's not the real Wolverine. It's this one, another Wolverine. It's a scary looking animal. The Wolverine is sometimes referred to as the glutton. Do you know what a glutton is? See if you can figure it out by looking at this image of Homer Simpson. Anywho, a wolverine is a stocky and muscular carnivore. That means meat eater. It's a solitary animal, which means it hunts by itself, with a reputation for ferocity and strength out of all proportion to its size, with a documented ability to kill prey many times larger than itself, which means it can certainly eat Sammy and maybe the boys too. You have to say, eek. So what has Sammy been doing all this time? Well, it turns out he's been fishing instead of mousing. He's been fishing in that stream. And where do you think he learned how to fish? Do you think Grandmama was happy when she came home one day last month to find her fish tank empty? And a guilty look on Sammy's face. And where did Sammy go when he got cold? Well, Sammy has helped Goody and Ricky build a Quincy, like this one. So he knows if you can get out of the wind by finding some fallen down bush, you can create, and he can create a small space in which he can stay warm. And he can warm it up just with his own body temperature. I want you to say, ah, again. And how did Sammy help with the Quincy? Well, first he helped clear snow with his front paws, and then after it was built, his body produces a prodigious, that means a lot of heat, from a relatively small volume. So he's their space heater, fueled by large portions of cat food. Sammy is a good eater. Sammy's time at Skull Valley taught him how to secure a steady supply of fish food. Plus, he built himself a nice all-season winter cottage to which he can retreat anytime Pops forgets about him. And who needs human beings anyway? Sammy is thinking. Sammy's place is bigger than this, but only by a smidge. While warming up in his all-season winter cottage, Sammy finds himself dreaming about his even nicer daybed at home. He might be still missing out on a good thing. But then he hears rustling and strange sounds in the forest and in the bushes. And then he saw this. Who could it be? Sammy's first stands straight up. This is to make him look bigger than he actually is. And Sammy starts yowling at his visitor. This is to scare the intruder away, hopefully. But Wolverine isn't afraid of kitty cats meowing or having a big hair day. No, indeedy. Wolverine can smell a good high-caloric dinner. Yum, thinks Wolverine. I hear cats taste like chicken. Meanwhile, Sammy is thinking, eat frogs instead. I hear they taste like chicken. Easy pickings here, thinks Wolverine. I'll move into his all-season cottage afterwards, too. He laughs out loud. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Meanwhile, back at home, Grandmama writes a letter to, it's Christmas Eve, remember that? Dear Santa, please bring back my Sammy to me. Bring back my Sammy to me, from Grandmama. Sammy is fighting tooth and nail, actually tooth and claws, for his life. The yells from Sammy and the growls from Wolverine are ferocious and loud. If Wolverine gets in here, I'm going to lose all my 9 lives in one fell swoop, thinks Sammy. Gulp. You say gulp. He's also thinking of what his buddy Grappler looked like after a fight with a local pooch. You say eek. Sammy is very vain about his appearance. He's always cleaning himself and looking, just perfect. But at the last moment when Sammy is exhausted and all appears lost, Santa and his trusty reindeer appear. Rudolph neatly lands a powerful kick using his 2 hind legs on Wolverine, who flies through the air, landing more than 10 meters away. That's a long way. After which he runs off yelping from a bad bruise to his rib. Ha ha. Then Santa asks, Yo, Sammy, need a lift? To which the cat answers, You bet, Santa Claus. Next day, Sammy is all tuckered out from his adventure, so he goes back to doing some of his favorite things, like sacking out on his daybed. And that is how the cat came back. The end. Oh, wait. Postscript. This is what Pop said after Sammy came back. Yes. This is a Learn by Doing book, and it's dedicated to my wife, Dawn, my 5 children, their significant others, and all our grandkids. I believe in you. And here's something about the author. Bruce is an entrepreneur, real estate broker, developer, and coach, urban guru, keynote speaker, Sense founder, novelist, blogger, peerless husband and dad. You'd never guess that I wrote that. Thanks for listening.